Coach, we are ready whenever you are.
All right. Good afternoon. Hope all is well with everyone. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this cool, crisp weather on a Thursday afternoon. Anyways, it feels good coming away with a victory. I thought our guys did a heck of a job. I thought our guys played extremely well when they needed to be. And now it's off to the next opponent and the next journey as we continue to grow. With that said, I'm all ears.
Let's go first to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're staying warm in there.
Staying real warm and trying to stay out of that bitter cold for now.
Hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire put in a full practice yesterday. His first full practice, I believe, since week 16. How did he look to you? And then is he trending in the right direction to make his return to the lineup this weekend?
You know what, Herbie? First of all, Clyde is going to do everything he can to make sure that he can get out there. But one thing we're going to let the proper people take care of that, make sure the training staff is handling all that. And I think if it goes well, he'll do whatever he can to help us if that's the case. So when it's all said and done with, the training room will take care of that.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Eric. Want to ask you about Good, thanks. Cool and crisp. I like that that description here. But Jerick McKinnon, he obviously gave you a lot last week. Why wasn't he more part of things earlier in the season? I know you have two other backs or three other backs you really like, but why wasn't he more a part of things earlier in the season? And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Well, you know, I thought Jerick did a heck of a job when he came in. He's the only thing that Jerick does is just work. And he's been the ultimate and consistent professional since he's been in this league. And obviously, Clyde and Daryl were doing a heck of a job. And so it's unfortunate that a kid like that gets buried in the depth chart. But one thing he continues to do, he continues to grind, he continues to work. And so when those opportunities are presented, he finds a way to make sure that he can, maximize it and make it the most for him. And so I thought he did a heck of a job last week. I think Coach Greg Lewis is doing a heck of a job because obviously there is some talent in that room. But on top of that, he's doing a great job of just managing the people that are in there because those guys know when it's all said and done with, only one person can be out there on the field at one particular time. But on top of that, they also understand how much value they can bring if they're contributing on special teams and doing other things to help us to win.
Yeah, and do you feel like he gives you something that maybe your other backs don't? Is there? Andy always talks about different flavors from your backs. Is there a flavor for him that he does when he's in there?
You know what? I think everybody brings a little bit something different to the table, and obviously Jerick has a little juice, and just like Clyde, and just like DG, and just like Daryl, and just like Burton, I think all of them brings a little bit of something, and I think they all have helped us to get to this point. Now, one thing I would love for us to have is all of them healthy at one particular time.
Go next to Nick Jacobs. Go ahead, Nick.
Eric, I'm curious for you, if you do get the opportunity to be a head coach, what do you feel you'll bring to the table?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the question. And I just want to say this. I think I would bring a lot to the table. But at this particular time, the only thing I'm thinking about is what are we going to do to take care of Buffalo? And I think that's the most important thing. I don't want to sidetrack anything from what we're trying to accomplish and what we're working on this week. But I appreciate the question, and I'm grateful to be thought of in that particular light. But my job right now is to make sure we stay focused, all right, and we start focusing on what's important. And the only thing that's important is making sure that our guys are ready for practice tomorrow.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Coach, Patrick Mahomes had the 5 touchdowns in 10:30, and it's just unprecedented in the league. When you watched back, what do you think maybe made him click into that zone and was able to do that?
You know what? I thought Pat played a heck of a game. I thought he took what was given to him. I thought our guys just played hard and they played fast. I thought the O-line did a heck of a job up front. Our guys found ways to get open. I just thought that in that particular game, we just found our rhythm. You know, we started off a little slow, but guys just started understanding, hey, you know what? Let's stop pressing. let's relax and let's go play. And I thought Pat just did a heck of a job of just taking what was given. He was patient and he made things happen when he needed to.
Let's go next to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Coach. Hope all is well with you. Sticking to the football field, with what happened in Week 5 against the Bills, that 38-20 loss, and what you saw last Saturday with the Bills and against the Patriots and Leslie Frazier's defense, outside of the turnovers, which is obvious, what improvements do you feel that the offense is going to need the second go around against the Bills?
Well, we have to go out there and play an assignment sound football game. We have to go out and just like I talk to the guys each and every week, it's about executing the attention to details, all right, but being great at it. But on top of that, making sure that we're not taking the little things for granted, okay? Sometimes when you do have success, sometimes those little things can be taken for granted. We have to value each and every moment that we have at this particular time. Guys got to take the work home and study. And then when we're out there, we have to play hard, but more importantly, play for each other by being accountable. So those are the things that are important. If we're doing all those little things, the rest will take care of itself, and if we're doing that, I like our chances.
We've got time for a couple more. We'll go Olivia and then Nate. Go ahead, Olivia. Oh, Olivia, you're still muted there. You got to click the button there. There we go.
Thank you, Coach. Just curious what you attribute the slow start to last Sunday and how you prevent that against the defense that's not going to let you forget it easily.
I mean, there's a number of things. These guys have been together for the most part for a long time. We've had some players that have been here for a number of years. And these guys, they're winners, you know what I mean? They're professionals, and they want to go out and be their best at all times. And sometimes you can attribute that to just pressing, trying to do too much. But on top of that, sometimes we just got to give credit where credit is due. Mike Tomlin is a future Hall of Fame coach himself. Those guys came out and played. And they did some things early on in that game that caused us some issues. Now, we had the ability to overcome it and regroup. So I think that our guys just hung in there. They got it together. They just refocused. They relaxed and just went out and played.
We'll go last to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Eric, I wanted to ask you about McCole, DeMarcus, and Byron. They all had 4 or more receptions. I'm just wondering how much of that was a focus last week and how encouraging is it to see them all play together well, and how necessary is that moving forward?
First of all, I think it's very necessary because the thing is that those guys all bring something special to the table because they all have their unique skill set. But the thing that's important is those guys continue to grow. It just goes to show you the depth that we have at that position. But on top of that, it just goes to show you how patient Patrick is being. It's not necessarily going to the number one receiver in a sense in his progression. He's finding everybody by just being patient in the pocket and making sure that he's going through his progression and finding the open guy. So I attribute that to just playing complete team football. I'm proud of those guys, but those guys know what was done last week, that's a thing of the past. Now it's onward, moving forward, making sure that we're doing everything under the sun to give us a chance to go out and perform at a even higher level this coming weekend.
Coach EB, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, we got Coach Toad coming up next.